The protests continue in India. Doctors are holding candlelight vigils, women's groups are marching on the streets, and our politicians are doing what they do best, turning a tragedy into a spectacle. We'll come to that in a while, but first, the latest updates for you. The protests began after the horrific incident in Kolkata last week. A 31-year-old doctor was raped and murdered, that too at her medical college. Since then, the doctors have been protesting across India. They're demanding justice and safety. I'm a little confused. They have to use the medium of protesting to demand fundamental rights like justice and safety. And so far, the pressure has been relentless, both from the doctors and women's groups. They have been marching and protesting across major cities, and today is no different. The same story is repeating today also. And what about the murder investigation? Well, the CBI is handling that, the Central Bureau of Investigation, India's premier probe agency, and they have many leads to follow. The victim's family says her colleagues may have been involved. Some interns and doctors at the college may have been involved, and I'm sure that the CBI will follow that up. In fact, they have already summoned 5 doctors for questioning, which brings us to the politics of this matter. A few days ago, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee organized a march. She herself walked at the front of it. Interesting. And what did she want? Even more interesting. Death penalty by next Sunday. Basically 1 week only to probe, prosecute and convict. Now don't get us wrong, all of us want swift justice for that young woman, but let's not ignore the reality here. No court can deliver such quick justice, not even the fast-track courts. So this is not about getting justice. This is about getting political mileage. And the other side is doing it too. Whether it is spreading fake news about the incident or blaming people without evidence, such selfish moves do not help anyone. They only make a bad situation worse. And this is a very bad situation. Think about it. A young doctor was raped and murdered inside a hospital. If a doctor is not safe inside a hospital, where are they safe? If a doctor is not safe inside a hospital, then who is safe? Just look at this report. Around 75% of Indian doctors have faced some sort of violence at work. That's 3 out of 4 doctors. And how can we prevent this? The central government has now issued a new directive. It puts the onus on the hospital head. Now imagine you run a government hospital in India. A doctor has been attacked on your watch. Then you must file an FIR within 6 hours. The responsibility is not on the doctor who was attacked. It's neither on the bystanders. The responsibility lies with the hospital head. I'm sure it's a good move because right now a lot of these attacks go unreported. So this new directive should help. But it's not enough. You can't just focus on redressal here. You must focus on prevention too. In the meantime, the Union Health Ministry has assured a committee for doctor safety, and it is now urging the doctors to call off the strike. But let's keep these political developments aside for a moment. Let's focus on the bigger questions. Let's focus on bigger, more pressing questions in today's episode of Power Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss this matter in further detail, as promised, joining us today at CVR English Newsroom Live, all the way from Lucknow, we have Miss Neelam Singh Somvanshi ji. She is a senior legal advisor at UKMM or Uttar Kshatriya Mahila Manch based out of Mumbai. Now, ma'am, we welcome you. आपका हमारे स्टूडियो में बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है. Can you hear us, ma'am?
Namaskar.
Ma'am, before we get into the talk, just a bit of context here for all our viewers because I want to introduce you to our viewers. Neelam ji has founded an NGO which is dedicated to uplifting the underprivileged, and she is actively engaged in current affairs. And one thing which stands out about her is that she never hesitates to speak out boldly against any form of injustice. We welcome you, ma'am. CVR English के newsroom में आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
I just want to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे.
No, we think in today's world we think medical profession is a noble profession, but doctors are next to God. But what had happened to this Abhaya the Momita. Um, it's beyond words. We should, all, I think people who are more affected by this movies and OTT platforms, they are responsible for such this. We should stop making movies like Kabir Singh, Animals, etc. They get inspired by this. They idolize such heroes, and they think this such things are very heroic. They find this heroic deeds.
Ma'am, you're
And
absolutely right. I
yes,
agree with you. Ma'am, now I want to jump
yes.
right into the focus of my power talk with you. Women's safety in India. हमारे देश में
Yeah.
महिलाएं कितनी सुरक्षित, सशक्त और महफूज हैं? Keeping the Kolkata rape murder backdrop in mind, my first question is about the protests. We are watching these doctors holding candlelight
Yeah,
vigils.
yeah.
Women's groups are
It's very,
marching
I
on the
find it
streets.
very irritating. Candle burning, darkening of your DPs, or writing something 4 5 lines on a social platform is just just a time pass. I think.
I think we are just turning a tragedy into a mere spectacle for everyone to watch.
Right.
So, ma'am, my question to you is, how can we actually address this issue? Can we address this issue by educating and sensitizing the men of our country?
This is the right way. We should teach. First, we should start from our children. We should make them aware of their boundaries from a young age. They should respect respect all women in this society, like what they want for their sister, their mother. They should give the same other person, same respect. Uh, uh, this.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible, ma'am. Yes,
It's not clear.
yes, we can hear you now.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
So, ma'am, coming back to the issue which you raised, talking about these Bollywood movies. Bollywood movies where we are watching a lot of things like item numbers, for example. There was a time when what we used to watch on television, for example, Helen's songs. Today, ma'am, don't you think that what we used to consider as romantic is actually stalking behavior? What we used to think of
Yeah.
sensual and glamorous is actually predatory behavior. Why aren't the
Yeah.
men of the society realizing that these are not romantic moves? These are predatory behaviors which have to be condemned by the society. And I do understand that Bollywood has a big role to play in this. But don't
Yes.
mature men of our country have the sensibility and the maturity to distinguish between romance and predatory behavior?
Yeah, actually, we should stop sexualizing or objectifying our women in this movie and all OTT platforms. We should stop with item songs. This is just they make them ill, mentally sick. The constant portrayal of films and so-called this perception, conditioning viewers, making women vulnerable, and their state of mind just go below their. I like it's too horrifying and very sensitive matter. We should sensitize all males first from their home. The mother should start all this from childhood only.
Ma'am, which brings me to my next question. About these nationwide protests again. Now, they may have started due to the rape murder incident at a hospital in Kolkata. But now the question arises, let's keep the hospitals aside, let's keep the medical professionals aside and the medical students aside. Are women safe anywhere at work, regardless of the industry? And I'm speaking particularly in the context of India. Your thoughts on this matter, ma'am?
Yeah, we should give more protection to women, our female doctors in hospital. We should provide security, more security, especially during night duties. They are very unsafe. It's not very. I have seen my sister doing this night duties. And my elder sister is a doctor, and I was with her in her this night duty time. She used to take me with her, and it was very unsafe. Her rooms were doctors' rooms were on 8th floor, and that emergency wards were on 5th floor. And male ward boys used to come and knock the door, night duties. And yeah, I think it's very unsafe. They should do something in this area.
Ma'am, especially you are particularly known for upholding and ensuring women's safety, empowerment, and their well being at work. You especially have an image of a lady who is bold, direct, and straightforward. A lady who calls a spade a spade. You never mince your words. I have known you. My question is very direct here. When it comes to women's rights and women's empowerment, we Indians, now I might be a little controversial here, and some people may not like my question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask this question. We Indians, especially the men of our country, they tend to have this false sense of women empowerment. They feel अच्छा एक speech दे दी, कुछ अच्छा बोल दिया औरतों के लिए, एक इंटरव्यू में महिलाओं के लिए कुछ अच्छा, महिला सशक्तिकरण के लिए कुछ बोल दिया, एक बुके दे दिया किसी इवेंट में किसी महिला को, तो हमने महिला सशक्तिकरण में योगदान दे दिया. At least I find it very odd. It's very funny to see our men talk a lot about women empowerment. Where is the action? When will the men of our country walk their talk, ma'am?
Right. Men of our society, what they talk and what they behave. It's entirely different. Means there is a circle, full rotate circle. They say, aha, ये बहुत अच्छी है, but back on my back they will say, क्या बोलती रहती है, then she will interfere in, where she is not required, she says every time she has to speak her mind. They don't like women speaking their mind.
Exactly.
It's very common.
What I have noticed, ma'am, is there are men who will praise women publicly for speaking their mind, but in their own households, when their wives or their daughters speak their minds, then they don't like it. This is a very hypocritical situation which I believe is existing in our country.
Right.
Ma'am, can something be done to erase this hypocrisy? Can we cut through this male hypocrisy?
This hypocrisy we can see even in Rahul Gandhi. What he says, for Hathras, his views are entirely different. For this Calcutta, it's different. For BJP ruled states, it's different. For opposition, it's different. It's for him. This Calcutta RG Medical College case is just his distraction. For him, it's a distraction. You can see this. He is LOP, so-called LOP of our parliament, and he's saying it's a distraction. Don't distract me. When he was asked a question on this by a media person, you can't do this.
This is very shocking. Like saying statements like "Don't distract me," very shocking. Ma'am, speaking of countries, there are certain countries in the world with almost 0% crime rate against women. Speaking of countries in the Middle East, for example, almost 0% crime rate. I have been to Dubai.
Because of
yes, ma'am. I'll share an example of mine and then I'll come to you.
Punishment.
Yes, ma'am. I'll come to you. I'll share an example.
Okay.
I can walk safely on the roads of Dubai at 1 a.m. in the morning and not a single man will turn and look at me. That kind of 0% crime rate against women in certain countries of the world and also some of the world's happiest countries. You have connected with us. Yes, I can understand from Lucknow. I'm in Hyderabad right now. But what is the governance there like? How does it lead to such a massive decrease in the crime rate over there? What is it in our governance structure that we are lacking, ma'am, and those countries are not lacking?
In our government, this decisions and all.
Yes, ma'am. In terms of such in terms of such less crime rate against women, Why are we as Indians lacking? Why do we have such high crime rates against women and those Middle Eastern countries don't?
Because Middle Eastern countries have capital punishment for this rape and all. In India, it's either मतलब कि इतना ज्यादा साल तक they just उसको घसीटते हैं केस को, and it makes it a very मतलब people just forget after some time it existed.
The
There
way
should
we
be a
noticed in
fast-track
Nirbhaya's
court. There
case.
should be a fast track court for this. A separate fast track court to handle these cases.
Ma'am, we noticed the same thing in Nirbhaya's case. After the horrific incident, it took us almost a decade to get justice for Nirbhaya in our country. So, are we working towards building more fast track courts in this area? Are we really working towards it?
Right, and even the court should take this suo motu also, such cases. They shouldn't wait for police or the this state government to bring that cases to them. They should take this suo motu, High Courts and Supreme Court. This takes suo motu this cognizance of this such cases.
Very valid point, ma'am. Ma'am, which brings me to the last question, a paradoxical question. We have witnessed mass public outrage over the Kolkata rape murder case. We witnessed a similar outrage in Delhi in 2012 during the Nirbhaya case. We witnessed the Nirbhaya times and we are now witnessing the Abhaya times also. We are witnessing marches and protests and candlelight vigils. All of that is fine. But ma'am, don't you think it's high time that we burn the culprits instead of candles? Maybe this is a radical thought, but should not we push now together for stricter punishment for these predators and rapists?
Right.
Ma'am, we would like to know your thoughts.
Time now. It's high time now. It should be taken. Capital punishment should be given to them. Teaching this sensitization of males should be necessary. I think they should be hanged till death. They should suffer the same pain what Nirbhaya, Abhaya, or maybe or Prabla, future Prablas may go through. This is the high time now. We should give them capital punishment.
Ma'am, as a senior legal advisor yourself, as a senior legal advisor, witnessing crimes against women on a day-to-day basis, whether you are in Maharashtra or in Uttar Pradesh, yesterday we witnessed that the lawyers and advocates of India have also started their protests on the roads. You being a legal advisor, you being a legal advisor, I want to ask you this question. Do you think, in your opinion, will these marches on the streets by the advocates help? Will they help? These marches will help, ma'am, anywhere?
I don't think these marches will help. They are just a futile attempt. This government has become deaf in this. They don't hear us. Otherwise, such cases wouldn't have happened again and again. This is we have so many cases, but nothing has happened. We didn't get any justice.
Ma'am, what does the Indian legal lobby think about these protests and marches taking place on the roads of India? Advocates are walking, they have those placards and slogans, and they are giving interviews to the media. What is the core legal body of India thinking about it? इससे कुछ भी रिफॉर्म आएगा इंडिया में या ये सब 4 दिन के बाद शांत होने वाला है?
Just useless. It's just useless, futile efforts by us, or maybe a showcasing of our efforts. It's called showcasing of our efforts. But it's not impractical. It's not practical. We should go. I think government now should pay attention to it. Modi ji should listen to this. Should make some amendments in law. Give capital punishment to these people who are committing this heinous crime. That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your unfiltered and
Thank you.
untarnished thoughts and insights on this matter. Thank you so much for joining us on CVR English Newsroom. We are going to meet you again
Thank
today at 7 p.m. to continue discussing on this matter. Our viewers, for the sake of our viewers, I would like to tell everyone, we are going to be joined by Neelam Singh Somvanshi ji ma'am once again at 7 p.m. prime time today on another episode of the Power Talk. That was Neelam Singh Somvanshi ji sharing her invaluable experience and insights, absolutely bold, blunt, straightforward, as direct as it comes, on how to ensure women's safety at work. And our main focus this afternoon remains the same. How can we stop these attacks on women? The doctors already have an idea. They have been demanding for the Central Protection Act. It was first drafted in 2019. It mandates strict punishment for assaulting doctors up to 10 years in jail, plus up to 10 lakh rupees fine. The idea was to deter attackers with strict punishment, but the government did not pursue it. They said a separate law for doctors was unnecessary. But now that bill is back in focus. The Indian Medical Association, or the IMA, is pushing for it again, and they say that a hospital should be as safe as an airport, and we have to agree. One law alone may not solve the entire problem, but at least it's a start. We can't just protest, politicize and procrastinate like our guest speaker on the show spoke as well. This politicizing and marching on the streets is not enough. We must be proactive. We must take measures. We must take action steps. Safety at the workplace, any workplace, for women must be a non-negotiable. That's all for this episode of the Power Talk with me, Anukriti Sharma. I shall see you once again at 7 p.m. tonight with ma'am once again with another episode of the Power Talk. Till then, Jai Hind, Namaste, and keep watching CVR English.